based on the works of Karol Wyszyński. Diaries of Magic Eyes.
October 3rd. Dear Diary, the shock of Bradomir's death still haunts me. Even though we had only been traveling for 2 weeks, I had grown close to Dobrzegnew's team. Plamina finally regained consciousness, so I went to talk to her. Unfortunately, talking to her didn't explain the reason for the kidnapping. She trusts me, but I have the impression that she doesn't trust me enough to tell me the whole truth. I went outside to try to clear my head. I sat on a bench and listened to the wind, my eyes closed. I don't know how much time passed, maybe 5 minutes, maybe half an hour, maybe an hour. Anyway, I sat there until Dobrzegneu came. He sat down next to me, and we sat there in silence. I asked how the others were doing to break the silence. He replied that they were having a hard time with the loss. Jarmila lamented that Bradomir loved her so much that he gave his life for her. Isber, things aren't any better. He lost his only brother. Dobrzegneu asked how Playman was feeling. I replied that she was recovering, but he didn't want to tell me the reason for her kidnapping. There was silence again. We sat there looking straight ahead. Somehow, subconsciously, our hands slipped. We looked at them. We squeezed each other's hands and couldn't let go. We looked into each other's eyes. His sapphire eyes were full of sadness, but at the same time I saw warmth in them. We got closer to each other, closer and closer, until our lips met. We closed our eyes and my thoughts drowned in this deep kiss. When we opened our eyes again, we saw that they were shining with light. The feeling that was born between us activated our magic eyes. Dobrzegneu broke the kiss and stood up. From his body language, I concluded that he was torn by emotions, such as anger and guilt. In a calm, gentle voice, I asked if something was wrong. He shouted at me that everything was wrong. He started listing that he had lost his childhood friend, that he couldn't find his beloved or at least avenge her death, that he was going to get married to a strange woman soon, and finally, he added that the person he had started to trust had deceived him and had magic eyes and had started stealing his heart. I felt something tighten in my chest. A sense of guilt and sadness filled my soul. I asked him if he was really engaged, and he replied that he had to get back into the marriage that had been arranged by his father. He added that he had hoped to find his beloved and thus avoid an unwanted wedding, but now it probably wouldn't happen. I asked what had happened to his beloved. He explained that she had been kidnapped on her way to their official engagement, after which the kidnappers were murdered by ordinary bandits, and she had been lost. I wanted to ask more, but I saw the anger growing in Dobrzegnew's eyes. I decided to leave, so as not to upset my companion even more. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to take even a few steps and heard a bang, then a pain in the back of my head, and a black void. I woke up only in the evening in bed with my head bandaged. A worried Dobrzegneu was sitting next to my bed. He explained to me that in a fit of rage, he hit a nearby pile of rubble, which fell apart under the impact of his blow, and a piece hit me in the back of the head. I interrupted his explanations. My head hurt too much to listen to it. However, I saw the concern in his eyes. I asked him to leave me alone for now, because I wanted to rest some more. He nodded and left my room.